Ryan Little.
Japan.
Ryan Little.
Japan.
Ryan Little.
Japan.
Ryan Little.
Japan.
Brian Little.
Japan. No! First one? First one? Oh, no! Come on! Come on! You, no, oh, it's still alive! It's still alive! No! Oh, come here. Eat. He went up and Eric coming in, like everybody. Light him up.
Jack it up.
Oh! Oh my God! Oh my God! Right there. Shiny! 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 We have to get Merlin. We have to get Merlin. What is it? What is it? What is it? Water orb, I have this. Done. Gabby, go. Whoa! Oh my God!
You know what the stakes are for this.
What? I see for the couch?
Our marriage.
Microphone check. Microphone check. A check 212. What you gonna do when we're live for another Wizarding Wednesday with plenty of news for you. Bars. We got Checkity Checks, Nebula, Cindy, KP. Hey, Doctor. What was that? Diamond? Drymond? Over on Twitch. And of course, we got the usual Stargazer, David M, Niels, Metatron, Moonlily, Lauren, Lizzie, Amelia, Becky, Nagara, Micah, Perez, and I might be missing some other people. Britta Critter. I think we got some. I think I got some. Steph, yes, and Cindy also over there doing double duty per usual. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Dancing. What? Dancing is. Hey, they already dancing over on Twitch. Nebula. Subscribe with the Twitch Prime. Thanks to Nebula. Let's go, White Star. Let's go. Hey, James, how's it going? Bro, chat. My community, my peoples, I feel like I could be honest with you guys. How's it going? I'm hot. And not based off of looks, like that's a given. But my body temperature, the temperature outside, it is hot. And we've been having football practice in it consistently. And it's not just the men. It's not just the heat. The heat has only been high of like 85 to 88, which is still pretty high. It's the stinking humidity, bro, with the rain. I've taken like 2 showers a day this week. It is icky. Oof, remember to hydrate, bro. Yeah. We had a couple of kids. If you guys don't know our coach, we had a couple of kids. I had to make sure they drink before coming in. So a little science thing. If you try to drink a lot before you go outside and do any activity, especially for a long period of time, especially with the heat index being the way it is, it's not really going to help you. You're going to have something, but it's always best to have some reserves stored up days before you engage with that type of activity, especially when you're dealing with the elements as hot as it is. And so we've been telling kids, because we're out there 3 hours, give or take, for practice and stuff. And I've been doing this for over 6 years, so we know how to keep cats safe and stuff. We haven't had cats out of it. Hey, dancing is what makes me whole. Dancing is what to do. Stargazer celebrating 29 months from Tortoise Squad over on Twitch. And we got a nice little level 1 hype train with C Wolfpack coming in with the 10 biddies.
C Wolfpack _3 cheered 10 bits.
Let's go. I forgot the thing does that. Currently 96 in my city. Yeah, it's 80 today in Detroit. Next week will be 90 something. Not looking forward to. Yeah, going to hit 93 here this weekend, says Perez. Yeah. So everybody, hydrate. I should not be drinking this, but because tea will dehydrate you in a minute. But I whenever it's hot, I always want sweet tea, so I'm drinking tea right now. So cheers to hydration. Make sure you guys hydrate. And don't rely on Gatorades or Body Armors type hydration drinks. For every Gatorade, make sure you have like 2 bottles of that same size, or 2 amounts of that same size of water. Just a FYE, just to take care of you guys. That's what we tell the kids. So that hydration drink is not to replenish, but to maintain. Need some sweet tea with a great idea. Yeah, sweet tea it's a southern thing. Whenever I have chicken, Whenever I go to Bojangles, I get their sweet tea. But yeah, it's a thing. I got the sweet tea from Chick-fil-A. Hope you feel better soon, Mill Lily. Yeah, 80 degrees currently. I'm not happy. I'm sick with the flu. No, Moon Lily. Everybody send Lumos to Moon Lily. I hope she feels good. Z says it's 45 degrees here in Dubai. No way. What? I didn't even think it got hot over there. Shut the front door. You have Bojangles? Lizzie, do we have Bojangles? I try to visit it at least twice a month. I drink too much tea myself, but I also have water. There you go, Denevela. There we go. But thank you, Twitch, for the level 1 hype train. Appreciate you guys for the support. Bo Biscuits. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a sweet iced tea drinker as well. Yeah. That's what it's all about. But that being, y'all don't want to hear about that. We're here to talk about WB Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery. We have some news thanks to our own Rita Skeeter herself, Becky, mod extraordinaire in the chat, alongside so many of the other mods, Cindy, Stargeezer, Steph A, DeCourcy. But Rita Skeeter herself, Becky, has put me on to not one shakeup, but 2 shakeups that have been reported, I believe, in the last 24 hours regarding WB Discovery, and specifically how it's going to affect WB games, trickling down to the game we all know and love, Hogwarts Legacy. And I have thoughts, I have questions. I have not read all the articles, so I'm going to be reacting live with you guys in regards to what this news is. All I've read is the headlines, and I made a thumbnail based off of that. So it's going to be interesting. 45 equals 113. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, that's dangerous. Dubai is 113. Oh my gosh. And that's sweet and only certainty of. Let's have the news. I'm excited. Yeah. Hey guys, greetings from Greece. Chester, what is good? Greetings from the US. So, if you guys are excited about this, you're here in the right spot with me, your boy James over XpectoGO. Bring you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy, Wizarding World, Harry Potter, WB, TV shows, content, and today, as I said earlier, there's a bunch of shakeups happening at WB, solidifying some stuff strategically on what they plan for the Harry Potter brand, particularly with the gaming side of things. So we're going to go over that and how Sony might fit into this. Just imagine this headline and we'll go over it. Just imagine it. Sony PlayStation making a Harry Potter game. Just all the studios Sony PlayStation has. Gorilla, who makes the Horizon franchise, Sucker Punch, who makes the Ghost franchises, Insomniac, who makes the Marvel Spider-Man and Wolverine franchises. I mean, Santa Monica, who makes the God of War franchises. I can go on and on. But just imagine that with a Harry Potter IP on this PlayStation. Which could happen, might happen, we don't know. We'll talk about it. So, if you guys are hyped and excited about all things and topics like this, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell over on YouTube, and follow over on Twitch, and drop a like on the video. It really helps the channel. You get to see me do pirouettes and talk crazy on Wednesdays. So, no, but for real, it really helps the channel. So, let's get into it. I want to say hi to everybody here, as long as it's not EA, says Becky. Larry White and the Jays, what's good? Considering PlayStation's green light, yeah, Herman, Bro, Haunted Greenlight, Haunted Hogsmeade. I don't want many. Yeah. I have complaints about PlayStation, but we'll talk about it. But first, I want to say hi to everybody who is here. And if you guys didn't know already, PlayStation. YouTube is doing a thing with top fans. So if you're engaging in the comment sections and stuff, or dropping likes, or celebrating Patronus squads like David M. Kelly, 12 months Patronus squad, 1 year Patronus squad. Now, yes, couldn't wish for a better chosen family. Well said, David M. I can't believe it's been a year. Oh my gosh. Patronus squad is one of the best ways to support the channel outside of watching the video, dropping a like, and we try to celebrate you guys who support us in that type of way, who make the channel grow and go. So thank you guys. So let me do a quick shout out right quick. We got A. Ramos, Patronus squad, Amber, Amelia, Andrew, Becky, Patronus squad, then Big Dog with Captain Cactus, Patronus squad, Chester, Danielle DeCourcy, OG, Patronus squad, Larry White with Lauren, Lizzie, Micah, Patronus squad, Mike Dean, Moon Lily, hope you feel better, Patronus squad, and P.S. Phantom, of course, Naylene, Niels, and Perez, Patronus squad, with Ray, Silver, and of course, Streamlabs, Sorry Geezer Tim, Steffe, rounding it off, and Zen, Patronus squads there, and of course, Cindy, the Nebula, Stargeezer Tim also over on Twitch, and Drymon. I'm probably butchering it, but I don't care. Over on Twitch alongside a couple of other lurkers. Thank you guys for being here. Let me get some yos in the chat so we can get this thing started. Let's get right into the topic. And honestly, I think I'm going to react to first the shakeup concerning WB and this Variety article and how they kind of just solidified what they plan to do. And I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions, your overall feelings regarding this topic. We got yos in the chat. Let's get into the latest and greatest drop. Patronus squad, Nay Lee celebrated 26 months, 2 years. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let's get into the latest. Thank you, Nay. Love you. The greatest. I'd expect to go bring you guys the latest and greatest. The latest and greatest. The latest and greatest. The latest and greatest. The latest and greatest.
Brian Little.
All right. Mic check, mic check. All right, so again, if you guys didn't know, this is pretty recent, according to Rita Skeeter herself, Becky, over Patronus Squad, mod extraordinaire, who posted in our Discord, links will be in the description below, that Warner Brothers Games restructures development into Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, and DC Universe divisions. So basically, we've known they will be focusing on, from the WB game side, they'll be focusing on their popular franchises, and namely these four specific. Again, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, and DC. So the article highlights a picture of Hogwarts Legacy, the biggest and highest selling game for WB in quite a while. But Hogwarts Legacy maker Warner Brothers Games has set a new leadership team for its development, production, and tech operations, and restructured into divisions based on its four key franchises. So they've restructured WB Games around these four pillars. These are their pillars. These are their pillars of WB Games. And that's, I'll talk about that later, but as exciting but kind of scary, because I feel like you're limiting what other games you could be publishing and putting out there from other studios, like a Sandfall, who made Expedition 33 on their own. But, well, again, we'll get to that. But they're relying on these four pillars, and this is what WB Games essentially is going to be all about. Again, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, and DC Universe. And this comes to us again per Warner Brothers Discovery. 3 current studio heads have been promoted. 3? I thought there was 4 games, though. Three studio heads have been promoted to the role of senior vice president as part of the Warner Brothers Games restructure. Warner Brothers Games Montreal studio head, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, Yves Lachance has been promoted to senior vice president development, overseeing. Whoa, he or she are overseeing the development and teams working on Harry Potter and Game of Thrones games. So this is the one our Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy fans, I guess this is who Avalanche Software, John Blackburn, studio head, Alan 2, game director, and Jake, not Jake, I forgot the other guy who's doing the multiplayer game. These are the cats they'll be answering to. Oh, this is the cat. Interesting. From Warner Brothers Montreal. I don't know how I feel about that. What's up, Chris? What's good? Sandy! I'm on mobile only. Hi, YouTube side of it. What's up, Sandy? Wonder Woman herself in the chat. Let's go. Aloha. It does make sense that they're biggest IPs. I think they want to establish these pillars to fund other titles later on. Moon Lady, that is a great point. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, this is who Avalanche Software is the only one making Harry Potter games. So yeah, this is who Avalanche Software is going to be reporting to. The previous studio head at WB Games Montreal, who's been promoted to senior vice president of WB Games. Whoa. And he's overseeing Game of Thrones as well. I gotta look this dude up. What's his name? How do you spell it? Yves. I don't know who this cat is. Let me see. WB Montreal. I spelled his name wrong. Lachance. Ooh. I'm about to be nosy. We're gonna see what is. Oh my gosh. He's changed his banner. You know what? In Quebec, Jared Burbach have mutual connections. If you guys don't know, Jared Burbach is the game director for the multiplayer Hogwarts Legacy game that's separate from Hogwarts Legacy 2. Let me see his work experience. Vice president, studio head, so that's recent. Oh, he's already been that way. Oh, studio head. But he doesn't have his new title up yet. He worked at Bethesda Game Studios. Interesting. For a while. He's only been at WB Games Montreal for a year? He was at... Ooh, that might be a good thing. He was at Bethesda. That might be a good thing, chat. That might be a good thing. I gotta look him up more. You the man, Jade. Oh, St. Laurent. Okay. Cindy always coming in with the facts. Hey, don't laugh at Bethesda, Perez. Anyway, so continuing on, so that he's going to be handling Harry Potter Game of Thrones. NetherRealm studio head Sean Hemmerich has been promoted to senior vice president development, overseeing the Mortal Kombat and DC games, and Warner Brothers Games New York studio chief Stephen Fellery has been promoted to senior vice president Central Tech and Services, overseeing gaming publishing technology, customer service, quality assurance, and user research. So he's going to be handling basically the marketing and stuff with the game. Under the new WB Games development, production, and tech leadership structure, LaChance, Hemerick, and Felonry will report directly to J.B. Pirouettes. Oh no! I'm not gonna say oh no. Warner Brothers Discovery CEOs of global streaming and games. All teams across development, production, and tech will report to LaChance and Hemerick, aligned to the franchises for which they are creating games. The gaming publishing division's leadership would continue to be overseen by Pirouettes. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'm not going to say oh no. I'm taking that back. Strip that from record. I'm not saying I'm not saying oh no to JB Pirouette. So he's essentially taking, if you guys forgot, we reported on this months ago, but David Haddad stepped down. He wasn't fired. I think he was fired, but he officially stepped down as WB Games president. He was the president during the Wizards Unite days. He helped oversee and implement Portkey Games, which is how we have these Wizarding World games like Hogwarts Legacy, Magic Awakening, Quidditch Champions, all the way going back to even Hogwarts Mystery. So that person stepped down. And I know JB Barrett was stepping in until they found somebody, but he's still there. So it looks like he's running everything. How about, oh yeah, oh instead of oh no, yes. Yes, please clarify. I'm in both chats. Let's go, Micah. So, okay, reason I say oh no, I said oh no, even though that never happened. But in the past, even though I said, I was I'm taking that for the records. It was this article. It was this, okay. It was this article when we found out they were doubling down on live service. The WB Games Discovery Chief, talking about Zaslav, who's running everything, blah, blah, blah. $2 billion. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Is managed to comparable. I know they mentioned him here somewhere. Get rid of these ads. David Haddad. This is before he was fired. I think Pirouette said something here, maybe. Gunfeld. Double and triple check metrics, browse, blah, blah, blah. Weidenfeld, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. So Warner Brothers Discovery CEO of global streaming and gaming, JB Pirouette, tells Variety the key to topping these numbers is figuring out ways to make prioritize IP more than just one great hit every 3 or 4 years. Pirouette continues to say, we want it to be always on, and the good news is the gaming space is lending itself to that, Pirouette says. The exec is referring to success of big franchise having seen recently in offering splashy console and PC video games, but also live service, mobile, free-to-play titles, all within the same IP universe. Pirouette says that combination is what he's looking to build out for each of Warner Brothers' most valued franchises, but warns gaming titles are on a long cycle, and this plan can't be delivered on in 2024. So he's pushing always on live service type games alongside the single player experiences that kind of take longer to develop. And this is due because WB had bad stock, had a horrible time at stock market in 2024. With Suicide Squad, everything losing 200 million, over 200 million. And even Quidditch Champions and even Multiverses, losing them both an extra 100 million, close to 300, almost 400 total last year, just from the gaming side alone. And so they want to make sure you don't have like a big hit like Hogwarts Legacy in 2023 and then nothing in 2024, 2025, 2026 until the next Hogwarts Legacy 2 in 2027 or so forth and so on. Which makes sense from a, again, strategic, stock market, stocks, head type situation from a money standpoint. But this push for always live service has been an issue with me because it's failed more so than succeeded. Not to say they can't make a successful project, but I think when it comes to live service elements, I think there's going to be more failure, which history has proven, until you get that one game that you need. And so we're already seeing JB's vision. He talked about the IPs being pillars. Now we just found out again that Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, and DC are their pillars. So his vision is already being implemented. Now we're going to start finding out about more mobile, more always on or live service games, which we kind of already know about, one of them being the the online multiplayer RPG game from Hogwarts Legacy. Not saying this is Hogwarts Legacy, but it's from Avalanche, and they're making an online multiplayer RPG, a separate game away from Hogwarts Legacy, which seems to still be a single-player game. So it looks like they're going to be doing that not just with Hogwarts Legacy or Harry Potter, but with Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, and DC games. And so for him, and he said this back last year. He said all of this last year. And so with this current article right now, with him remaining in that position and the new senior heads reporting to him regarding those 4 IPs, he's going to be pushing live service, always on, mobile games for those 4 IPs. And he can do this if it doesn't take away from the quality that we expect when it comes to other games, like a Batman Arkham series, like a Mortal Kombat 11, like any of the Game of Thrones games, even, of course, Harry Potter with Hogwarts Legacy. So them reporting to him has me iffy. Not saying it's not going to work. I love the restructure. I love the studio heads who make games being promoted. I love that. They're being promoted within the company, which means you're putting people who have known to shown to have successful game titles in a senior role within WB Games. I love that. And now these studios like Avalanche, like Rocksteady, like so many others are reporting to them. And so there should be a symbiosis in regards to ecosystem between those two roles or two just heavy titles in regards to understanding each other. Because again, he was a studio head. These guys were all studio heads outside of JP Pirouette. So hopefully they can communicate with each other and make the best product while also possibly implementing what JB is trying to do with always on live service mobile games. What do y'all what are y'all thinking? I'm good with the promotions. It's just the JB side of it. I gotta see what his first project is going to be. That's a solid I see. But we can understand your concerns. Okay, says the Neville. Okay. Let me see. What worries me regarding 76 rough launch is also live service. Oh, you're talking about Fallout 76. What? which might be why they brought him in the first place. Did he work on Fallout? As long as Hogwarts Legacy and the live service games are separate, I'm happy, says Becky. Great way to look at it and very simple. James, WB CEO, told us a while back this is the way they're going with this live service. James, I'm not excited about these changes. I'm more concerned, says Perez. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And let me finish reading. I need more Wizarding World games, says Mike. I don't care what they give us. We just need Wizarding World games, so Mike says. The live service where it pays to win is what bothers me, says Chris. I agree. Thank goodness for you reporting the news, Lizzie. Moon Lily. The MMORPG for Harry Potter might do well as a live service, which it is going to be live service. It really depends on how interesting you make the game. We want wonder and excitement in the game. If they can deliver that, it'll do well. And I mean, that's been proven with Hogwarts Legacy. And so, yeah, I think if they nail the Wizarding World, people want an excuse to go to Wizarding World, like, in any way, shape, or form. Through the books, through the movies, through video games, through the amusement parks, through the Harry Potter stores, through the studio tours. They want an excuse to go to the Wizarding World. And so if we can get more of that via gaming in a multiplayer situation, especially on a console outside of mobile, that could be beneficial. So I'm definitely more positive or glass half full outlook or perspective when it comes to the online multiplayer RPG game that's being developed by Jared Burbach, who is the game director. Not many games can live up to being live service like Fortnite. That's why it's never really works. Agreed, but it only takes one. Ubisoft is the classic example. Most of the live service stuff has failed, but Rainbow Six Siege is literally paying for every other game. Rainbow Six Siege has been a constant revenue, and they just put out X, which I gotta promote soon, but or 10, whatever you want to call it. But they only need one. They only need one, which is why PlayStation, and that's the flip side. PlayStation has consistently been messing up with this, and the CEO Herman Holster, I can't remember his name. He's with Marathon Concord, Fair Games dollar sign. I mean, it's gonna be close. Let me see. Me and my girlfriend just got an offer accepted for our first house. Everybody pause, give Mac and Cheese a huge round of applause. That is an amazing feat. Let's go. That is so exciting. Congratulations, you guys. Hey, Dylan, I didn't see you were here. Chris says, I love Siege. I like Siege too. Even the Division 2 as well. I remember Concord, big oof. Yeah, and Sony PlayStation did the same thing with their studios. And when they bought Bungie, Destiny 2 and Marathon, they were promised 3 games. Both of them are not doing good right now. Marathon yesterday just got announced that it's being delayed after the horrible reception to the gameplay and reports of them stealing artwork, them being Bungie stealing artwork. And again, Fair Game dollar sign is not looking good in regards to a PlayStation live service game. They said, Homer Host, I believe, said he wanted to put 26 live service games out. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Herman Holtz, thank you, Count. Thank you for the clarification. I'm hesitant with gacha games where you have to pay to win, says the Nebula. And you see that more with mobile games, but they're not shying away from it either. If you haven't, please hit the like button, share the stream with your friends or family, and subscribe to the channel. Dialogue. Yes, thank you. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like on your YouTube, and follow over on Twitch. We're almost at 4K followers. Thanks, can't wait for the first Harry Potter marathon when it's finished. Let's go. So, I mean, I'm of two minds. And what's scary? It's just scary. It's just scary. Because last year was the prime example of WB going all in on live service, always on mobile games. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League released late January, early February 2024. Trying to take advantage of that window, same window Hogwarts Legacy released in 2023 initially. They lost $200 million. Catastrophic failure on every aspect. Outside of like graphics, it looked amazing. Cutscenes were top of the notch, but as a whole, it wasn't. It just didn't last. And they shut the game down. Like you can still, I think it's down now, or you can still play it, or they don't have support. I got to check if they shut it down, but there's no support for that game. So that's the first game last year early. They lost $200 million. They re-released after the alpha or beta, whatever, Multiverses last year. Another live service, always on game. They shut down the studio and canceled the game. They shut down the studio and canceled the game, WB. And then quit its champions. Is anybody talking about this? Is anybody talking about this game? And I forgot, they shut down Magic Awaken for these territories. I can only play on the version I have downloaded in the other servers, not in my region. And these are all popular IPs. DC, Harry Potter, 2 games for Harry Potter, all live service games, and Multiverses. They just have all of their IPs. From Game of Thrones to Batman and Superman to Bugs Bunny to Scooby-Doo and everything in between. And they lost over $400 million last year and shut down 2 studios. This is last year. This is WB. I haven't even talked about PlayStation with Concord losing them over $400 million just by itself. Just by itself. And then PlayStation again coming into this year with Marathon is going to lose them money, and Fair Games Dollar Signs, which is going to lose them money. And I think the Horizon online game is going to lose them money next year, and that's PlayStation. Last year also, Ubisoft, couple of live service games, Skull and Bones, which I'm surprised they still have support for. Much better now, but wasn't doing anything for them. And there was another game. So it's just constantly you seeing publishers who have gotten their early success. Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed, early success, single player game. WB Games, Arkham games, single player games. Harry Potter games, old school, retro games, single player games. I'm just like, in PlayStation, single player games. Final Fantasy, old PlayStation, Final Fantasy, Spyro, Bandit, like Crash, like all these old school games that they built their platforms off of was single player. And they want the multiplayer live service online money because they can have that consistent revenue. And I get it from a business standpoint. It's just, you're throwing so many things to the wall and hope it sticks. At least that's what it feels like based off past situations. And so moving forward, when I hear the guy who says, JB, who says for WB Games, we're going to focus on 4 pillars. Check. That's implemented right now. Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, and DC. And we're going to focus on live service, always on mobile games. Check. That's going to be implemented. And now we wait. Now we wait. So it's just, it can work. It can work. I am I am so excited about the possible MMO RPG Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy game with game director Jared Burbach. They're still hiring for those positions over at Avalanche Software's careers website. I'm excited. We're not going to see it for a while, but I'm excited. But at the same time, man, like, it's scary. It's just scary. It's scary. And yeah, it's complicated, Francesco. Exactly. It turns down phone's value. I'm sorry if I was yelling into the mic chat. I just want this thing to work, bro. I just want it to work. I just want it to work. Oh, man. The sales from Hogwarts Legacy probably saved WB from those huge losses. Yeah. Oh, Specky. Yes. 100% fact. Or more studios for WB games will be shut down. Microsoft just shut down a bunch of studios too. 6,000 game developers lost their job today. And the people who are making the decisions aren't necessarily gamers. They're business people. And that's why they're up there. They handle the financial and business side of things so the company can retain and keep making money. And that's where their value is. But you can't tell me they can also make good decisions on what type of games the community wants. You can't tell me they can do that. You can't. It hasn't shown to be the case in most cases. It hasn't shown to be the case. So usually you have somebody who's higher up who has a hand or experience in game development, and hopefully these higher ups who are making decisions financially from a business standpoint at least take their suggestions and insight. And hopefully you're allowed to have both of those ideas mesh so everybody wins. The company, the gamers, the developers, everybody. And so, again, it's usually heavy-handed. We just found out Dragon Age the Veilguard. Jason Schreier of Bloomberg just put out a huge article in Bloomberg talking about EA and how they overstepped their bounds. And it's not overstepped because they are the publisher and they have final say, but they kind of went into BioWare and told them, hey, Dragon Age needs to be a multiplayer game. And then backtracked after, what's his name? The other game didn't work. And then they turned it into a single player game, but they only had like a year and a half to execute the game development from what it was halfway during development, which was a multiplayer game. Because when they started development, it was going to be a single player game. Then EA, publisher, said we want a multiplayer game for Dragon Age the Veilguard. And then last minute, after the failure of one of their games, EA's like, no, go back to single player. And so you have such like indecision based on finances. It's just too many situations where we've seen it doesn't work. And God, I hope I'm wrong when it comes to this. I hope it works for WB Games. I've said this before and I'll continue to say it again. The fact that I've been able to work with WB, Warner Brothers, that has been my favorite entertainment company, from movies to games to everything. Growing up, whenever I watch something, I'd look for the WB Games thing. I'm like 6 or 7, and I get hyped when I see the WB logo. On movies specifically, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a banger. Especially growing up as a comic book fan with Batman and Superman and all these other things. Like, oh, it's going to be a banger. And then, let alone their games with Arkham Batman as a comic book fan? Come on, bro. And then Harry Potter? And the fact that I've been able to work with them? Like, bro, I can die happily right now. So I want them to succeed, man, because I love them as a company. And they have such awesome IPs. And they realize that. But you got to take care of it. And you got to think of the consumer when you're selling a product. That's all. Let me read chat. Cyberpunk 2077 is still getting new missions updates in the game, still makes it relevant today. They could do the same with Hogwarts Legacy 2 moving forward. For sure, Perez. For sure. For sure. I'm surprised we still don't have a DLC, but that's another thing for Hogwarts Legacy. Mr. Meow says, I think we will see many more layoffs. All the successful games are small studios, and all the 1,000-person studios are tanking. Yeah. You can't kill the heart of a community with big business and expect to still make money. Well said, Steffe. Francisco says, we're living in strange times in the video games industry. Established franchises struggling to sell an unknown game surprising us. Yes. Glay Obscur is going to win Game of the Year. It Takes Two won Game of the Year a couple of years ago. It's such a balance, says Andrew, of scrappiness of small studios with it being a hard life to live. Becky says, agrees with that. Perez says Nintendo's doing the same thing, using nostalgia to repaint higher prices for minimal effort. Nintendo, XpectoGO, I don't know if you've seen, but today I saw a rumor that Sony wants to buy WB. We're going to talk about that. Insider Gamer reported it, and Becky tagged myself and Retro and Ben on X and posted it in Discord. So again, and Rita Skeeter strikes again. Are you excited for the new Superman? Chris, yes. I already have my early access Fandango Amazon tickets. So I'll be seeing it that Tuesday and that Thursday as well. Early X. So yes, I am very excited. James Gunn is bringing the heat. The Battle of the Ministry of Magic happened 29 years ago today. Wow. That's crazy. Moon Lily says, I don't think it's indecision, but more like tunnel vision and making more money, but they are completely ignoring the fan bases that buy these games, and gamers are not wanting their favorite IPs ruined. I think that's hitting the nail on it, like hitting the hammer on the nail of the head. I think you nailed it, Moon Lily. They want their single player games, yeah. And people love sharing experiences. Like, I mean, there's a reason Fortnite, there's a reason COD still makes a gajillion dollars every year. People enjoy shared experiences. So there's always room for live service. It's just making them, these companies are prioritizing money. So they're thinking, okay, live service is going to always give us a constant stream of revenue as a business. Which, I mean, you always want to make money in your sleep, right? You know, like that's why we do stocks and, you know, save and everything like that. So let the interest build up. So I get it. It's just their priority is money sometimes when it comes to making these games and not the gaming experience or the user experience. And so, yeah, making a live service game makes sense, but does it make sense for the user? And so when you're able to have those two match, then you can make some money. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy, I looked at it, I continue to look at it, but we've done this, you know, every other month or so. We'll look at Hogwarts Legacy concurrent Steam players, right? And it's usually above 10 to 12,000 concurrent players. We check every Wednesday, right? And every time we check Quidditch Champions, Multiverses, Suicide Squad, Killer Justice League, 3 games that are more recent than Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy consistently has more concurrent players than all 3 of those games combined. Every time I've looked. And you guys have been here who consistently on Wizarding Wednesdays, you know. Combined. With 3 games that just barely a year old, if that. Combined Hogwarts Legacy. Celebrating 2 years. A single player game. So there's more to it. Yeah, our convo this morning, Sony by WB. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Let me see. Looney Tunes, I mean, come on. They have a great legacy, but yeah. WB is amazing, bro. Agreed, Sargeezer. A balance is needed in this business model, in my opinion. Agree, Francesco. But if the fans aren't happy, then that will show in sales. Yeah, exactly. Confess one thing: free games like Fortnite, League of Legends, subscription service, people are sticking with the same games forever and buying less. It's very dangerous for the industry. That's also a very good point. And subscription service, and that's a different topic entirely. But no, that's a very good point. Hey, Adidas celebrated 18 months of controlling the squad. That's like alcohol, big people dancing this. Let's go. What's up, Anita? OG. But it's obviously not working. If they occasionally try live service. Yeah, just occasion. They swung 3 times last year. Yeah. Jordan says, look how well Hogwarts Legacy sold. Imagine if they actually focus on doing an online version. They would make so much more money. Agreed. If the players want it. And that's the thing. Like what you just said, Jordan. Look how well Hogwarts Legacy sold. Imagine if they've actually focused on doing an online version of the game. That is 100% the thought process that is going into them making this online service game by Jared Burbach. This MMO that we think it could be. That's the exact reason that is going into. At the same time, though, do we as a community want that? If you listen to a lot of people, at least in my comment sections and the Reddits and groups that I hang around in, small bubble for sure, they would prefer a single player game. They would prefer a single player game. They would love to have a multiplayer shared experience for sure, and that could work. But that necessarily isn't the gaming or the Harry Potter fandom. And also a thing you have to keep in mind, you're competing with other live service games. This game is going to get in the way of people who've invested 3 to 5 to even 10 years in one game. That's going to be taken away a lot of money and time they've put into one game that they've been playing already. So you have to deal with that piece of the pie when it comes to a specific player and their time management and their investment. Whereas, because live service always on games, they want to maintain current player bases. So they always have battle passes. They always have new seasons. They always have events weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. And so they want that FOMO. They want you to feel like you're missing out, so you jump in. But the other game that they've been doing this with for the past 3 to 5 to 10 years is also doing the same thing. And so you're constantly cutting time into various amounts of games, particularly online games, and then you're torn. So now you have to pick, do I play with the one that I love, Harry Potter? I like this game, but I put over $1,000 over the past 10 years into this game, and I'm pretty good at it, and I enjoy it, and it's become part of my life now. That's tough to deal with as a new game. That's the thing nobody talks about. Yeah, it makes sense to make a live service Hogwarts Legacy style game. It makes sense because it made a lot of money. But you have to compete with so much time and other games, and people's time is the most valuable asset. Free game or not, time and investment is the hardest thing to compete with people, young or old. And these young cats aren't playing new games really. Let me see. I was mostly just busting. Oh, y'all messing with me? I missed a memo. I did. Let me see. All of Sony's biggest games are all solo player: God of War, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Marvel Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us, Say What You Want. Like, all of them are single player. All of them. Hey, Parrish, mod extraordinaire. Hello, folks. Severe weather almost done. How's everyone? What's new? A lot of things happening over in the WB side of things. I hope, I'm glad you're getting through the severe storms, though. I think an MMO option in Hogwarts Legacy 2 would have to be optional to succeed. Well, the online version of Hogwarts Legacy, that's going to be a separate game. It's by Jared Babak. I'm saying Hogwarts Legacy because Avalanche Software is developing it, but it's an entirely different game. It might not have nothing to do with Hogwarts Legacy. Actually, one of the descriptions for writers talks about having knowledge in Harry Potter. Specifically, I got to look it up, but dealing with like the books Harry Potter. So I don't know. We'll see. It's not who this fandom really is. Yeah. Let me catch up. Metatron. I think people prefer single player because online gaming has gotten so toxic over the past 5 or so years. Yeah. My kids aren't playing online games. They play Fortnite, but they do the Lego survival Fortnite. If you have a great story and great game, adding in co-op would keep those players playing the game. Yes, as long as it's an option and not the primary way to play the game. I agree. Agreed. Francesco, I think the main reason Hogwarts Legacy was such a success was because it was very much the dream game of generations who followed Harry Potter. Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah. Yep. Also the game being good help. Yeah. This was the dream game. Everybody wanted to have their own story. Everybody wanted to be Harry. Everybody wanted to see how it would feel like to be put in Harry's shoes, what decisions I would make. So they have a person who looks like me, wears the same glasses as me, who has the same Patronus as me, same Hogwarts house as me, same wand as me that I pulled from Pottermore, Wizarding World, or HarryPotter.com now. I mean, yeah. This is what everybody has wanted. Neil celebrated 5 months Patronus Squad. I can see a Harry Potter game in Battlefront style where the fight in the big battle could be Dumbledore or Voldemort. I mean, I can see a lot of different games like that, but for sure. Thank you for supporting 5 months, by the way, Niels. But yeah, I totally agree. California's a tutorials. It's the world that they created. If Sony buys WB, what studio would you want to work on? That's what we're going to get into. That's what we're going to get into. Make sure I'm not missing anything. What is going over on Twitch, by the way? Cindy, Stargazer. What is going over there? A lot of people agree with Metatron. It's not the who the fandom really is. I read that part. Single player is still heavily favored as people like to build their own experiences and worlds. And also, single player is so much easier to fall back into. The people who are buying a lot of these games are adults. We adults use gaming, just like reading, just like activities outside, working out, whatever, as a way to escape sometimes the grind and just the monotony of day-to-day life. And so feeling like you have to be at every event for a video game sometimes based on its live service elements like battle passes, like season events, so forth and so on. It kind of takes away from just being able to fall back into a game. I can shut off Assassin's Creed, not play it for a week, and fall back into it and not feel like I've missed anything. Because it's stopped right where I left off. Whereas live service, you really can't do that. And you spend a lot of time. You spend a lot of time doing those things. Tease toss it. Pay attention to the mods behind the curtain. All right, Cindy. All right, Saggies. All right, Tim. I have noticed most games are leaning into pre-content. Not a lot of PvP-focused games this year. Yeah. I have 62 Potter heads for life, 1,300 hours. Level 40 Elsa, level 36, still no platinum. So yeah, so that being said, overall, so I can get into the Sony thing, because the Sony thing is going to be very interesting. long story short, though, WB Games has promoted three previous studio heads into senior roles within WB Games, and they will be overseeing development for the four pillars. And that's, again, I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool. The only issue I have is the per JB side of it. And it's not really an issue. It's the concern I have. So, but for us Hogwarts Legacy peoples, where is it? We will be looking at, again, Ives LaChance or whatever, who's now the senior vice president of development, overseeing development on Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. So this is who Avalanche Software, John Blackburn, studio head, Alex Tu, game director, Hogwarts Legacy, Jared Burbach, game director of the Hogwarts Legacy online multiplayer RPG separate game. This is who they will be answering to in regards to development of those games and other Harry Potter games. And so their vision, particularly JB Pirouette's vision, is in full swing. They're focusing on the four games, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, and DC Universe. And JB Pirouette, who's head of streaming and gaming, is going to be who those three new senior vice presidents will be reporting to. And as I said earlier, his vision, alongside David Zaslav, CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, which they just split, by the way. They just split that company into two. That's a whole nother thing. They are pushing live service, always on mobile games within WB Games gaming division, and focusing on these four pillars. So this is just announced the other day, and yesterday, June 17th. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. A lot of these games, a lot of this shakeup, a lot of these changes, you really won't see play into effect until the first new games come out. So that might be the Hogwarts Legacy sequel, the Hogwarts Legacy online multiplayer RPG, the next Batman Arkham game, possibly mobile game, Game of Thrones mobile game, and of course Mortal Kombat. So we won't see this really come into fruition for another couple of years, but they're getting things set up alongside everything else. So I'm hopeful because I love WB. I am biased. I love WB, and not because I've worked with them, because I've always loved WB. And they hold near and dear to my heart so many of my favorite IPs. And so I hope they're able to nail this with the restructuring and everything. But time will tell. Let's get some y'all in the chat, and we're going to talk about, speaking of the four pillars, Sony, PlayStation, possibly making a Harry Potter game, a Superman game, a DC game. What? We're going to talk about it. So let's get some yells in the chat. We'll get back into the latest and greatest. And I really want to hear y'all thoughts on this one now. I really want to hear y'all thoughts on this one. Yo's in the chat. Let's go. All right, let's get into the latest. Where you at? And greatest. Over at XpectoGO, bring you guys the latest and greatest, latest and greatest, latest and greatest, the latest and greatest, latest and greatest.
Brian Little.
Alrighty, datey, mic check. So this comes to us courtesy of Insider Gaming. Sony reportedly interested in buying Warner Brothers Games assets. I'm just going to let that simmer. Just initially. Your thoughts on the headline. Again, it's reportedly, which means it's not, we don't know if it's true yet. It's just being reported. We've heard a lot of people say it's a rumor. A lot of people saying they've heard stuff. But Insider Gaming is reporting it, and the Insider Gaming is usually on top of things. Not necessarily saying it's true, but they're usually on top of things. Ghost Steps in the chat. I see you, why. I was just talking about PlayStation earlier with the live service snafus. Oh my gosh, with Concord, Fair Games, $, and oh my gosh, Marathon. Because I haven't read the whole article. I'm intrigued. I'll say that. I'm intrigued. Because we don't have to just work. It could mean we get more games at a frequent rate, which could be a good thing. So while we're waiting on WB Games and the studios they have under their belts, Rocksteady, Avalanche, WB Games San Francisco, which I think might have closed, and whatever other games they have, WB Games Montreal, whatever. Which I think they closed that too. Anyway, this could be, if true, could mean more games, which means more titles around popular IPs that I care about, particularly DC and Harry Potter. And just going off of that, that sounds fun. That sounds something I'd be down for. Wasn't there a rumor that WB were thinking about leasing out? There was, Becky. There was. Was it this year or late last year? So Becky brings up, Rita Skeeter herself, brings up a very good point. There was also a rumor, I believe it was Insider Gaming who shared the report as well, that WB might be looking to lease or rent, whatever you call it, their IPs to other studios or publishers. Ooh, could that mean this is almost this? Could that mean this is even more true, or could that mean this report is bouncing off of what was previously reported, as Becky states? I mean, Hogwarts Legacy has success over multiple platforms. Yeah, platforms and publishers are two different things, though, Denebula. Sony is going to be publishing it. And their PlayStation studios, like Guerrilla, like Santa Monica, like Bungie, Sucker Punch, all of them, those are the studios making the games. Sony's the publisher. PlayStation is the publisher. Just like Warner Bros. Is the publisher, but Avalanche is the developer. So platforms has nothing to do with this. It would be interesting. It would be interesting if it's a PlayStation exclusive. Because a lot of us got the PS5 just to play Hogwarts Legacy anyway. That's going to be interesting. There's no way. No, there's no way. There's no way they're going to make it exclusive. No, they could, though. I don't. Oh, my God. Okay, I got to read this. Let me see. Sony would definitely do exclusive content, but they might do a year later release for everyone like they did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right, Moon Lily. Fortuitous profit. I was answering another person. Oh, okay. Exclusives are consumer friendly. I'm sick of it, says Mr. Meow. And a lot of people feel like that. To me, this means Sony wants to buy Avalanche, etc., to be PlayStation exclusive. Ooh, because Hogwarts Legacy, Avalanche Software, also, what's up, Todd? Avalanche Software, Hope you're doing good. Always good to see your face in chat. Make sure you guys check out his artwork, Instagram. Avalanche Software did have... Gosh, I can't talk about this. John Blackburn, studio head over at Avalanche Software, told me when I was hosting the gameplay showcase, told me about what it took and the process it took for them to get PlayStation to give them a bunch of money so they can do the exclusivity of the Haunted Hogsmeade and the Liquid Luck and everything like that. You might not be off on that one. Yeah, this seems like an exclusive thing. Ooh, this seems like an exclusive thing. Ooh. I'm remembering that story now. That's why I wanted the documentary. I wanted them to talk about all the stuff they told me in regards to how they pitched Hogwarts Legacy to the current studio heads at the time. They were denied at first. They had to wait. They pitched it to... I might hit up Chandler and be like, yo, can I talk? Is this something I can talk about? This is opening my eyes. I totally forgot about their story. PlayStation wants Hogwarts Legacy. PlayStation wants Hogwarts Legacy bad. They gave them a lot. I'm just telling you guys, they gave them a lot of money. They gave Avalanche Software a lot of money. I forgot about that, Todd. Yeah, I gotta ask Chandler if I can talk about this. Just heading down to work for you all Friday people. I forgot about that, Todd. Oh, man. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep reading. Again, this is a rumor. It's reported, not necessarily coming from official sources. But Tom Henderson of Insider Gaming states that Sony is exploring the idea of Warner Brothers Games' various gaming assets that, according to a new report, surfaced this week. According to SEScoops, Sony is interested in buying Warner Brothers streaming and studio assets. These assets, the report says, would include the company's HBO MAX streaming service, its various IPs, and gaming assets. And I quote, sources said Sony was only interested in acquiring WB Discovery's streaming studio and gaming assets if they were separated from its cable networks, which they have been. The studio has been split down the middle, which has lost millions of homes as viewers abandon traditional cable packages. Those include things like HGTV and other Time Warner, like Inside the NBA with Chuck, Shaq, all of them. It continues. Warner Brothers Discovery announced on June 9th that it was splitting its company into two separate entities, Warner Brothers Discovery Streaming and Studios and Warner Brothers Discovery Global Networks. The split, which is scheduled to be completed by mid-2026, would see all of the company's linear assets, such as TNT Sports, I talked about that, CNN, and Discovery under the Global Networks. Discovery's under, HGTV and everything like that. That's what Discovery brought to Warner Brothers. And streaming and studios include HBO Max, WB Games, production studios, and more. That was then followed up on June 17th with the news that Warner Brothers Games was restructuring to recreate new division based on its key gaming franchises, which we just went over. The new divisions will focus on Mortal Kombat, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and of course DC Universe. Insider Gaming has reached out to both Warner Brothers Discovery and Sony for comment on the claims. Should responses be received, they will be added to this story. So, this looks like a huge opportunity for WB. They can lease their IPs to Sony And WB doesn't have to do any of the work. They can just, hey, you're allowed to make our games or stream our IPs, and we just want 30-40% of the revenue. I think Disney, like with PlayStation and Insomniac, for example, I think theirs is like a 30 split. Same with like Ubisoft and the Avatar game, and even Bethesda and the Indiana Jones. I think Indiana Jones game. I think Disney gets like 30% or so. I could be wrong. So I would imagine WB would want a similar percentage if another publisher or studio is leasing or using their IPs. They would want a percentage of all the sales. So this seems to be a good thing for WB. This could be another revenue stream outside of, and they don't have to put up money. When you put up your own money, when you're making your own games under your own in your own division, you're making an investment in that product, and hopefully you get a return, double it, whatever, stuff like that. Whereas with this avenue, it just makes a lot of sense. And I'm for it. I am for it. The more people who are making these type of games, hopefully means more games we get to play in a different vein, maybe in a different way of development, in a different way of storytelling, based on the publisher. I'm for that. A variety. There's too many great ideas out there that don't get a good look. I would love to see a Sucker Punch version of a Hogwarts Legacy, or a Santa Monica's version of a Batman Arkham game. You know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily Arkham, but of a Batman or Superman or a DC game, you know? So I'm for that. The only issue is the exclusivity part of it. And that's where it gets anti-friendly, as Francesco said in chat. That's where it gets anti-player friendly, because not everybody has a PlayStation. Some people just prefer to play on PC and use the Xbox gaming services, Ultimate Service, $20. You can play all their games. So it's going to be interesting. Some people just play Nintendo Switch, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see that balance of user-friendly, but also the variety of games we could get if WB starts leasing out their IPs. That being said, this is a rumor. If I was just going off of what, if true, how would I feel? And again, put your opinions in chat. Don't touch Avalanche. That's where I'm at. Just don't touch Avalanche. Don't touch Avalanche. Don't touch Avalanche software. That's where I'm at. So, like, for example, if this online multiplayer RPG game with game director Jared Burbach is in development, right? If WB Games is like, hey, we'll let you work on this game. Jared Burbach worked with Bungie, and if you guys didn't know, Bungie was bought by PlayStation, so they might already have a relationship. So that seems like could be a similar thing. PlayStation, Sony is really pushing live service. This could be a cool thing. I'd be okay with that. Just leave Avalanche Software alone. And at least don't make Hogwarts Legacy exclusive, because as long as it took the development team at Avalanche Software to get the first game out to everybody, it took all of 2023 on top of the previous years it took for them to development. They got it out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC in February. April of 2023, they got it on PS4 and Xbox One. And then November of 2023, they finally got it on the Switch. And that's why it was the highest selling game in 2023. Because everybody had access to it. And they wanted to make sure, and Avalanche Software, and Chandler said it before, we want to make sure everybody has a chance to get their hands on this and experience the Wizarding World in the way that they visioned it. So the only thing is, don't make Hogwarts Legacy exclusive. It could sell more consoles possibly for Sony, which is what they're pushing now. But with so many with so many, with Xbox is the only one. With Xbox going with the, hey, everything's an Xbox and anybody can play our games type situation, and PlayStation getting Gears of War and Forza and Indiana Jones and so many Halo coming and so many Xbox previous exclusive stuff. PlayStation and Nintendo are the only ones playing the exclusive game, and people are suffering because of that. So I hope, if true, it just doesn't affect Hogwarts Legacy. That's my only thing. That's my only thing. If I had to say. Alert the press. We have consensus on cozy game. I want to grow fast in peace. I wouldn't mind getting cozy with Newt. Yeah. Definitely Avalanche is off limits. The PlayStation version will probably have some advantages, some kind of exclusivity. I think mission skins, but total exclusivity of the game, I don't think so. The game sells too much on PC. Exactly. So if they don't do, if it is day one, you can get it on any platform, and Sony is doing it. That's cool. Then Sony make all the games. You can make as many games as you want. I'm okay with it, but just don't make it exclusive. We couldn't tackle remasters those original HP games. Ooh, that's what I would love to see a remaster of those. I could take a cozy game called Newton Friends. Says Logan. Newton Friends in the chat. Let me get Newton Friends in the chat. Lucky while doing the never-ending nursing school homework. You got this, Chris Puff. Thank you for popping in. I'm for trying whatever game they came out with. Never played Quidditch Champions though. LOL. What do you think about playing it now? I actually booted it up like before. It was the same week I was going out of town for my brother's wedding, and it's still fun. It's just not as much excitement. I can't put that much time into the game. It doesn't feel worth it. It doesn't feel worth it. The skins are cool, seeing Jacob in there, but Quidditch Champions just doesn't feel like something I want to put time in. Whereas with Hogwarts Legacy, I can boot it up and just take out trolls, and the combat alone is just enough for me. And now with the mods, it's kind of cool. So Zoxa, I missed you. I didn't see you. How is birthday? They're just trying to force gamers to sign to the PSN, which has been an issue. Or make things exclusive. Makes me twitchy, says Mr. Wolf. Yeah, Stellar Blade was a good Stellar Blade's release on PC has been accepted pretty good, and PlayStation has changed its tune to other PlayStation exclusive releases on PC. So it looks like they're going in the right direction. But yeah, Zox, I didn't even see you. I could handle delayed release. Frustrating, but better than completely locked. Yeah. See you, Todd. Thanks for hanging out, bud. Good luck at work. Always good to see you. Let me see. I'm still playing Hogwarts Legacy. I switch on my playing style all the time. It's challenging and it's fun. Yeah. Always. And throw them cabbages. Exactly, Stuggies. Quidditch Champions should have studied 2K and done semi-story related things. Yeah. I like the career mode. I feel like the career mode didn't feel like a career mode. Because it didn't feel like you're so busy building up the team. It didn't feel like you were building up your character overall. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't like trials you could do for... There wasn't like mini games you could do to like increase your players' stats. You just had to keep doing Quidditch matches. So I didn't feel like the mini games kind of worked there. Logan, celebrate 35. Wait, 35? Is it almost 3 years? 3 years and 36 months. Oh crap! I gotta make a new thing. I gotta make a new thing ASAP. Gotta head out, but happy 35 months. Have fun, Logan. Same to you. See you, Logan. Oh my gosh, that's almost 3 years, bro. I came in just announcing the news. Okay. But I mean, so okay. This is what I wanted to ask you guys. So, any Harry Potter game, any Harry Potter game, any Harry Potter type game, Newton Friends, for example, Cozy Comfy. If PlayStation, Sony had access to the IPs, who would you want developing it? And some of you guys might not know the developers, so I have them up here. We're on the PlayStation website. And these are their games. Horizon here is done by Guerrilla. Astrobot, I forgot who makes that. Of course, Last of Us is done by Naughty Dog. Santa Monica does God of War. Sucker Punch does the Ghost franchise. You got Helldivers. Excuse me. So many other Bungie, of course, with Mind's Eye, not Mind's Eye, Marathon. But of course, Destiny. What developer? Herman Holtz, that's his name. What developer would you like to see tackle a Harry Potter game? And these are the studios here. Love Snow. No, a non-Avalanche studio. Not Hogwarts Legacy. I'm saying a Harry Potter game. Not Hogwarts Legacy. Nerd Black Gamer celebrating 33 months for Patronus Squad. So Sony will have a lock on Harry Potter and Spider-Man IP. Not a lock. They would just have access to it. They might have exclusivity. I hope not. Because that WB is going to lose money if they make if Sony makes a Harry Potter game and it's only on PlayStation. WB is missing out on money. So these are the studios. Hey, maybe if you don't know the studios, maybe a style game similar to Horizon or there's your cozy gear right there, Little Big Planet. I still call it, I know it's Sackboy. This is Little Big Planet. I don't care what anybody says. God of War, Last of Us, a Hogwarts, a Harry Potter platformer for the win, possibly, maybe. Ghost of Tsushima, Helldivers, Horizon, got some sports. What game is this? Ghost Protocol. What game is this one? This is a scary one, a zombie one. If we're excluding Avalanche, then definitely Guerrilla Games or Insomniac, says Becky. Bungie did the Halo games too, didn't they? They did, Zaxa. They did. And the current game director of the online multiplayer RPG for Avalanche Software also worked at Bungie. So if it's not Avalanche for me, Insomniac and Sucker Punch again. So we got Guerrilla Insomniac, says Becky. Insomniac or Sucker Punch for Francesco. If you guys don't know, Sucker Punch is the ones who made the Ghost of Tsushima game and the upcoming Ghost of Yote game in August. And Guerrilla Games, suggested by Becky, are the ones who make the Horizon games. So if you are familiar with those, then you're good. God of War style, maybe. So that would be Santa Monica, says Moon Lily. Maybe too late for DLC, but stay up there. I have a bad rep for Insomniac. They ruined the Avengers game. The Avengers game. Yeah. Santa Monica would do a Harry Potter game justice, in my opinion, says Perez. I agree. I'm leaning more towards Santa Monica just because of the narrative, how narrative driven it is. I mean, Ghost is as well, but they do such a good job of implementing the combat with the cutscenes. So I would love to see that style with a Harry Potter game. And they do such a good job with like the history, with like the Greek gods and Of course, the Norse mythology as of late, and rumor has it Egyptian gods could be coming, the God of War franchises. So let me speak. If we're staying on God of War, maybe maybe they could do a Founders style game. Old school with knights and old magic. Maybe Santa Monica could do like a Founders game. You can play as a student, one of the first students at Hogwarts, and kind of see and pick your house. So you're taught by either Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Salazar Slytherin, or Rowena Ravenclaw. And then, like, you play the game. Ooh, that would be interesting. Or maybe even play as one of the founders. And you get to see how it plays out. But it plays out differently based on the founder you pick, maybe? Hey, see you, Cindy. Thanks for hanging out. That would be dope. Who does the Star Wars Survivor games? That might be okay for the job. What's the names? They're over at EA though. If I'm remember correctly, they're over at EA. Hogwarts Legacy 2077. I pitched that before, Mike. I've pitched that before. Kingdom Hearts. I say those always. Play as Merlin or Morgana. I'm trying to think because they do such a good job with the Norse and Greek mythology in God of War. I feel like they would do good with Hogwarts Legacy mythology. Maybe you go all the way back to when magic was first discovered in Egypt or something. Because I think J.K. Rowling said something like that. That would be interesting. Respawn Entertainment made Jedi Survivor. Yeah, they're EA. Okay, that's what I thought. Respawn. Thank you, Becky. There was a story just this past week of Kratos heading back to Greece to attempt to pick up the pieces and atone for his past rages. I play that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, Tim. Yes. Never mind. EA is troublesome, says Laura. EA is not the choice, says Chris. Dang. Already got the time checked, all typed out. Let's go. Before there were Volts and Green Gods TV. Yeah, before that time period. Yeah. Thank you, Tim, for the time check. Ready and go. Harry Potter game with Kingdom Hearts combined combat would be so good. It would be a lot of fun. It's just execution-wise, I don't know how to do it. Kratos is the OG Griffin. Who said that? AJ? Yeah, Kratos is the OG Gryffindor. Yo, he would be Gryffindor. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's not overly ambitious either, so he's not a Slytherin. He's just out for revenge. It would be insane to make Harry Potter Kingdom Hearts combat. I can't even imagine that. Maybe Sony will bring back that Constantine game. Was that Sony? Black Gamer? Was that Sony? No, that wasn't Sony. That was, you're saying Sony will bring it back because WB canceled it. Okay. I'm about to see. Yeah, WB was the one that 86 that in the Flash game, I think it was, reported by Jason Schreier. Boy Vodka. Boy. AJ. That's peak comment right there. Harry Potter made by Atlas. Wait, why do I know that company? Atlas. What game did they make? Atlas Studios. Ooh, Persona. Okay. 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 I'd be okay with the RPG element of it. I don't know if I want the same art style, though. I don't know if I want the same art style. Because we see it now with, like, Magic Awakened. I don't know if I want the same art style. But I'm not mad at that suggestion on the mechanics, anyway. I'm not mad at that for sure. Whoever makes the ECO games shall make a Harry Potter game where you can go 1 to year 7. Yeah. A curse. I know Do Sims says the Nebula. By Kingdom Hearts combat, I meant abilities that give you cool finishers and combos you could do with your wand and spells and put on a shortcut bar to modify those. Okay, because like I'm thinking, the button mashing, but the real time timing with a lot of this stuff too. I say ban Xbox. Astral, that game would be basically Hogwarts Legacy. Rockstar could be a good choice too, as they made the bully game. Yeah, they're not. I know they have a deal with PlayStation, but they're not PlayStation exclusive. A Rockstar anything. A Rockstar, Respawn. Who was the other one? Yeah, Rockstar. Just thinking like Red Dead, Grand Theft Auto, but Wizarding World. Like, that's your sell right there. And again, yeah, they've made Bully. Arkham style horror game. Ooh, yes. Yes. A detective horror game in the vein of Batman Arkham Asylum. Yes. Yes. Just with more action. Yes. A lot of Revelios would happen. Nerdy Black Gamer. I love that idea. I love that idea. And you come across different and all Wizarding World species that are dangerous and humanoid-like. Vampires, werewolves. Ooh, CD Projekt Red. Ooh, yeah. I'd honestly prefer them over Rockstar to do a Harry Potter game. I know that's blasphemy to say, but I think I prefer CD Projekt Red. Yeah, I think I would. I hope they keep Revelio on Hogwarts 60. That spell was so handy. Oh, yeah. That was the most used spell in all the game. Yeah, Detective Arkham game would be so dope as an aura for the Ministry. Facts, AJ. Okay, but imagine a Bayonet-style game for Harry Potter, combat heavy with lore and awesome music, or, of course, we need more exploration than a linear game, but it would be cool. I like linear games. I'm okay with a 20 to 25 hour linear game. Just make sure I get some DLC stuff. But I'm okay with that. Tell me a story. Tell me a story. You don't need an open world game to like execute that now. Open world is so like overused nowadays. I feel like we've lost the linear style. Assassin's Creed started off as linear. Honestly, my second or third favorite gaming franchise of all time. They started off as linear. Those old school games were no more than 15 hours to finish. And I think that's why they're so beloved, because like they just hit you narratively. So give me linear, bro. Give me linear. I'm okay with linear. It's just with the Persona and even the one you suggested. It's just the art style. I would need a different art style. Like Bayonetta is great. I would just need a different art style. It's too anime, and I love anime. I'm like, my kids are watching through Naruto now. Like my youngest name is Jiraiya. Like we love anime. I got Sue onto it, but not. I don't know. I can't. I feel like something would get lost with Hogwarts with a Harry Potter game. Even though a Studio Ghibli Harry Potter movie would be insane. Would be tough. Assassin's Creed is fire. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. AA choice consequences game with open levels like Baldur's Gate going through all 7 years would be awesome. Yes. If we're going to do that, yes. Choices mattering, yes. Yes. All 7 years with infinite situations, end results, yes. I love the Hogwarts Legacy art style. Love the realism. Yeah, and that's the thing. That was the first thing a lot of people didn't like about Quidditch Champions when the trailer dropped last June during the Summer Game Fest. A lot of people were like, "Ooh, Quidditch," but a lot of people don't like the art style. They went right to Fortnite. They said, "Oh, it looks like Fortnite. Oh, it's like this." So yeah, 3 was by far the best one. Wait, 3 what, Chris? Assassin's Creed 3? Assassin's Creed 3 was by far the best one. I think Assassin's Creed 3 is underrated. I don't know by far the best one. What up, Ray? I like the difficulty level of Bayonet. You can activate hell mode once you beat the other difficulties. Yeah. And I wish they added that in Hogwarts Legacy. I wish they added like a difficulty mode like, I don't know, a Death Eater mode or something. I don't know. You said Assassin's Creed 3. It's the best one by far. Ooh. I have every Assassin's Creed game. I think I even have all the ones that was on the PlayStation Vita. Ooh. I don't know if it's like hands down the best one. Because 2 has something to say about that. 2 has something to say about that. Are you talking about Revelations or 3? No, Brotherhood came out before Revelations, right? Oh my gosh. Black Flag was my favorite. Yeah, a lot of people go to Black Flag as one of their favorites also. But if you're talking 3 with, what's his name? I forgot the name. The Indian, half Brit assassin. I love that game. I have the deluxe edition of that one. Time check. XpectoGO. I love the history of it. Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. I love the history of all those games. XpectoGO. But now speaking more seriously, if Sony buys WB, Hogwarts Legacy will continue with Avalanche. They did a good job. There's no need to change. It's about investing more in them. Yeah, and WB is already investing in them right now. If you haven't been here, they said they're working on multiple games, Avalanche Software, which means the studio is expanding, and good for them. They've made WB a ton of money. I do know contracts were. I know a lot of people only had like a 1-game contract who worked on the first game. So I'm hoping, with incentives, by the way, so if the game sold X amount, like they get bonuses. So everybody should be getting bonuses. Everybody should be brought back if life isn't in the way and they want to pursue other things. At least they should be offered to come back. Especially like Alan 2, Boston, Chandler, Eric, Andrew Corum, Todd. I can keep going down, on and on. Everybody, even quality assurance cats. So WB is investing in them because now there's an extra 15 positions open right now over at Avalanche Software. Now that's to work on this other game. That's not Hogwarts Legacy, but I think 2 might be working on Hogwarts Legacy 2. So they are doing that. They are doing that in regards to the investment, Francesco. I don't see how Sony can add to that. I don't know how 3 can add. I don't know how Sony can add to that. I'm new here, but what do you think needs to be improved from Hogwarts Legacy 1 to 2? Ooh, Connor. Yes, Connor. Thank you, Ghost Steps. Connor. Connor was his name. Yes, Connor. Yeah, Connor was the assassinate thing. Changes I would like to see made from Hogwarts Legacy 1 to 2. First and foremost, to me, I think the story was weak. I think the story was one of the weaker parts. And not overall story, more so our involvement in the overall narrative. The story was about the keepers. The story was about the keepers. It really wasn't about us. Now, it's legacy, so the keepers are passing down this legacy to us. So there. Let me see emos in the chat. So I get it title wise, but the first big thing I thought was story. Consequences is the second big one for me. That can coincide with narrative with the story. I felt like there was no consequences at all for our actions, and so I felt like that was weak. The open world rewards were also weak. You're just getting wand handles, cosmetics that would be random, and then stuff for the room requirement. It would be cool to find quirky Wizarding World items that could be clutch in combat.
Or if the wand handles like reduce your cooldown time. Or
Yeah.
Something other than aesthetic changes.
Yes, it was a lot of aesthetic. All of it was aesthetic changes, and none of it was enhancements in gameplay.
Well, some of it, like different clothes, would be like legendary, and you could upgrade them to different levels.
But you still had to go to the room of requirement, the loom, to do all of that. Now, you would find perks that you could use to upgrade and do stuff like that, but like it, by the time, I don't know, I played the game, I beat the game with only having the initial default slots in regards to gear slots, because I was protesting how they treated my boy Merlin, and I would not do a Merlin trial. And I really didn't upgrade any of my gear either. And I beat the game fine. I played on normal. I can do the same thing on hard, too. So I really didn't feel like the open world kind of... And then the boss variety, it felt repetitive as well. The puzzles, though, and the trials were amazing. They were very well done. The level designs and stuff like that, very well done. I just wanted more of that in the open world, more so than just in the trials. So I would change that. Also, companions. I would make them matter more. Have them come with us. There's a list. There's a laundry list of stuff. So, but yeah. Less Merlin trials.
Less Merlin trials.
Yeah, Galactic Dragon.
Weird take. Right?
No, that is the exact.
I mean,
take.
this is a safe space, I guess. But
they need to deepen the RPG component of the game choices with more impact on the story. Yeah, agreed. We're saying the same thing. I like it if they make sure no NPCs don't have clothes we can't also wear.
Yeah, some of the NPCs had the best clothes, and I was like, I want that jacket.
Astro, yes, some of the clothes NPCs, yes, agreed. Everything I see in the game, I want to be able to wear. Agreed, Astro. Don't leave such an unfinished story at the ending. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It was okay.
I think that
you need more.
Yeah, for sure. I'm okay with the ending, per se, knowing it's like a trilogy, possibly. You know what I'm saying? Because it still feels it feels like a complete story. We stopped Ranrock. Spoiler alerts, people died. But we finished the year. We finished the OWLs. We got an end of the year celebration. You know, the Harry Potter books and movies is the same way. Like, it wrapped up that story for that year, that book, while maintaining an overall narrative.
Denebula, that is the exact outfit I was thinking about. The troll trainer's outfit.
That
want her outfit. I can't remember exactly what it looks like, but every time I do that quest, I'm like, man, that is a cool
2, 3, 4, 5,
outfit.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mr. Mianandez said, I just want an HP game I can play every day.
Yeah. Well, live service will allow you to do that.
Perez said, you're overlooking an important aspect. We need the ability to sit. They put all these comfortable chairs in the game and you can't use none of them.
Comfortable chairs and amazing environments. And you can't sit down and look at any of them. Yeah. Agreed.
Someone said we need a supercut of me apparating in to the live streams.
I mean, I can edit that. That's not a problem. I said earlier, Francesco was asking about growth and how Sony could help with that. And my retort was WBs are already doing that. So initially it was 8 jobs back in late March. In April, it was 11 jobs posted. Right now, it is 15 jobs posted over at Avalanche Software, where you can work as a designer, director and design, software engineer, executive producer, lead design and narrative gameplay and systems and world, senior character artist, level design, technical design, writer, Sue, there you go. So, an audio software engineer. So,
oh, that's me all day.
So Avalanche Software is expanding, which is always good. So hopefully.
Oh, Harry Potter and Friends has the opposite question. Did they fire everyone?
No. Mm-mm. All of these jobs, at least 11 of them, are for the other game they're working on. So they're working on the Hogwarts Legacy 2, and they're working on the Harry Potter online multiplayer RPG. I call it the Hogwarts Legacy MMO. But anyway, so most of those jobs are for that. The other 4 new ones, I don't know yet. I was just told that they have new job openings. So the writer, for example, could be for the sequel or could be for the MMO game. But no, they're not firing people, which is why they have new jobs. They're expanding. They are expanding. And again, they have reported they're working on multiple games. So if you're working on multiple games, you need way more people. You can't use the same crew to work on multiple games. You need to bring in more talent. So this is a good sign. Nobody got fired, at least from my understanding. Z, what is good, homie?
Chris said, how do we sign Sue up for that writing position?
I am working on it. No, they just made so many weird decisions. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I mean, the DLC is the big one in regards to decisions made that a lot of people don't agree with. And the mods situation as well, only being on PC, a lot of people within the community aren't happy about. So I get your concern, but please, in regards to the firing, Avalanche Software, they're doing good. And they've primarily been focusing on the Switch 2 version. So we're good. We're good, chat. We're good. Good to see you, Z. Show some love. So glad no one was fired. They did great with the first game. Yeah, they did do great in the first game. And again, a lot of people got bonuses because a lot of people met the incentives. And I just hope the people are offered a job and come back. Because some people with a game like this, I would imagine, are offered other jobs at other studios. So now you have to deal with personally which is going to be better for their career. It might not be Avalanche Software and Hogwarts Legacy. It might be another game. So my hope is just they are offered a job to stay. That's my only thing. Because a lot of them were temporary. A lot of them were contract. And a lot of them had a one-game contract, to say the least. So the DLC had better boss battles than the... Yeah. especially the mods. Hey, Perez! $5 super chat. Let me get my Netflix and gifts in the chat, James. I advocate for you to do an interview with the CEO of WB, or at least Chandler Woods, if it'd be cool to see down the road. Nobody wants to listen to me. Nobody wants to listen to me. I don't think they want to hear from me.
Well, if you're interviewing them, you're asking them the questions.
Oh, me doing an interview.
Yeah, like,
yeah. I thought it was interviewing for like a job or something. Okay. Yeah, interview. Yeah, I did. Jason Anthony and what's the name who played the voice of Robin over in Magic Awakening. I like interviews. That would be awesome. I've tried to do a couple of people at Avalanche Software. Chandler has informed me they're not allowed to do interviews at that time period. I will double check later to see if I can get any more, but they are not allowed.
Oh
right
man,
now.
Killer B, hey, what's up?
Killer B in the house.
And VVS.
Rolly, I miss you guys. Sorry, big God. Raleigh, bro, come on. Raleigh, you're good, bro. Life. Always good to see you guys pop in, either in the comment section or the live streams. I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Wizarding Wednesday. I really want James, Sue, Andy, Ben, and the gang to at least have portraits in the grass there. Yeah.
Oh, and Lynette.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that would mean we're done.
Yeah.
Like we have one, and
that's a portrait or a NPC that's similar with my glasses, and I'm good. Like it doesn't even have to say XpectoGO, because can you imagine if they said James and Sue? Like we would be canon within the games. We would be oh my god! Because
that would be wild.
There's been examples of game developers doing that to their for their fan base. There are high-end content creators who cover the game and push the game, promote the game to the community. There's games situations that have done that. So it's not unprecedented. It's just you're dealing with the Harry Potter IP. And so that could be tough to pull off because you have to get JK and her minions and everybody involved to approve of that. But it could be a nice
minion on their resume. I think that's their formal job title.
But
I could be wrong. I think that might be what they're actually called.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
This is true. But Avalanche Software has created original characters. Mm-hmm. But we are a brand also, so it could get muddy. But if they just say James, if there's a couple that says James and Sue, it's a wrap. We don't even need speaking roles. Just a couple sitting by the creek, talking or something. I would love that. If they have my glasses, I would love that. Wearing red, wearing yellow, of some sort, yellow and black. Just a subtle thing. They don't even have to be named. That would be dope. We are starting a petition. AJ, we're gonna lead the charge. Hashtag put them in the game. Put them in HL2. Hashtag put them in HL2. Oh my gosh. Ben, Andy, Retro, Lynette, even Alex, us, yo, put them in the game. That would be so dope. Oh my gosh. They can have it, WB. Girl, I got a work call just when Jay said he does this last week.
No.
No.
Mr. Meownanda said we could be side quest NPCs. Steve said, put me in the game too. Galactic Red Dragon said James will be running around saying, it's Merlin, it's all Merlin, everything is Merlin.
Oh my gosh.
That would be really cool.
That would be very cool.
Zero expectation of that ever being a thing.
No, yeah, exactly.
But it would be really cool.
It would be really cool. It would be very cool. Sandy says congrats. I told him about your
Thank you, Sandy.
only in Discord though, so I haven't said anything up here. But Oh, now I want that. If that happened, I might just quit YouTube. I'm like, I've done everything. This was what it was all for.
I wouldn't quit. I wouldn't recommend we quit.
No.
We would have to like record ourselves on the game, and whenever we meet anybody, before we say anything, we just like make them watch it. And then we say, just, so you know what caliber of person you're dealing with. So you know what you're about to get into.
That's our new opening.
We're in a game.
That's our new opening to streams now. Just us sitting there on the creek talking. We're in the game. Oh my gosh.
Feeding the giant squid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like throwing bread to it or something.
Oh, that would be dope.
Chris said James should be one of the teachers in the game. Micah said you should be a Merlin conspiracy theorist.
I mean, especially
you would be one of the NPCs running down the road.
Yeah.
You know how some of them are just running.
Yes.
That would be you.
Yes. Just saying something about Merlin.
Yeah.
I think I found some word. I think I know something about Merlin.
And you would be wearing like pajamas.
Yeah.
Like unhinged.
Yeah. Something about Merlin. I'm for it. Because I would do it. I felt like that for a year before the game came out. So I would do it. James is all about Merlin's suit every time we go to Hogsmeade.
Steph said, it's summertime. We need another James and Sue Niffler hole short film.
Yeah.
We haven't done one of those in literally since the game was over. Wizards Unite.
To me, that goes back to just how narratively I think Wizards Unite was. I think the story was the strength of the game, and so it was easy to put myself in the game, especially since we were like Ministry of Magic, like, SOS Task Force. So it was easy to create like a short film like that because like I felt connected to the story. I didn't really feel connected to the story with Hogwarts Legacy, and so it's just harder to do. But no, Steph, I've been itching to get my my Christopher Nolan directing chops going for sure. I've been itching.
AJ, member for 21 months.
Hey, I did some filming for my brother's wedding, and I was just like, oh, I missed this B-roll and everything. 21 months? No way. No, wait, James and Sue could be in the side quest as everybody students who are briefly visiting Hogwarts to help Poppy transport a magical beast.
Aww.
Poppy. And Todd does the level design like he did for Poppy. That full circle. AJ, yes. Yes, AJ.
Steffe wants me to make you play one of the videos right now. Of that you made.
Do you guys want to see briefly my short film?
It was about Wizards Unite.
It was, yeah. It was.
It's not just like the artist.
It's not like a random thing.
While the artist is working.
The story is centered around. I can't show the miniature.
Said yes, they do.
She just spoke wrong. Would it come up? Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh my gosh. Let me pause. Oh my gosh. I haven't seen this. I can't watch it.
4 years ago.
Yeah, I can't watch it. I'll play it for y'all though. I can't watch it. The Corsi's in this. I think some of the Patronus Squad is in this as voice actors. I forgot about this.
I
forgot about this.
I forgot about it too.
Let's go turn it up to 11. Bye, Becky. See you, Rita Skeeter. Had to head out. See you guys next week.
Bye,
Take
Becky.
care.
Micah said we're all going to start crying.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, set up the thing. Basically, WB Games and Niantic had asked us to do promotion for a couple of new features that was coming into the game, particularly with like adversaries and stuff that was happening with Harry and Harry Potter Wizards Unite. And so I had done a couple of like small little promotional stuff. Everybody got to do their own ones. Each one, me, Lynette, Brita, and there's like one other person. We got to do our own thing. Mine was pretty cinematic, more so than a lot of people expected. And so I kind of just continued that story that WB asked me, and Niantic asked me to promote, and made it into a short film and continue it. So all the like messages, little message notes we would get in the game, I did 2 before this one and then 2 afterwards. Because it was, I think it was one with me turning into Barty Crouch Jr. And you got to check them out. You got to check them out. But anyway, I'll play it. I'll turn up the volume. I haven't seen this in
He's turned up the volume to 11.
I haven't seen this in like a year or two.
A year?
I think a year or two. Because I was getting stuff. All right, I'm looking away. Wait, I still have to hear it. All right, I'm going to exit out. You play it. You play it. I can't see it. You play it.
You're leaving me by myself?
I can't watch it.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Flee.
All right, ready? I say ready. It's not football.
Hut.
I thought London 5, now 4, was an isolated incident.
It's not just London. 런던뿐만 아니라唔止係 London.
If it's true, can we trust Makuza? I remember James before he transferred.
All that we have to go on is this Hufflepuff house scarf.
Why a magizoologist?
Priori Incantata.
Hermione's been in contact with a MAC USA official and believes the Cabal is there too.
I'm looking into it.
Keep me updated, Hermione.
Sue has changed.
All we can do is be there for her.
I'm with you. Whatever you need.
I miss my best friend.
I'm laughing because James is scared started to come back. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay.
It's too emotional.
There we go.
Get too emotional.
There we go.
I don't want to get too emotional on screen.
That was not comfortable for me to watch either. But I want to point out, I made it all the way through.
Gryffindor. Okay.
Oh Gryffindor. Yes, I can look at myself on screen.
Ray. Wait, how many people are watching this for the first time?
Oh, that's a good question. How many people haven't seen it? AJ said, okay, already the cinematography is really impressive. Great lens focus, alterations, really nice color grading. Starting to make me want to move to the U.S. to collab on Wizarding World content with you. Thanks, AJ.
Wait, AJ, what do you know about all of that? What do you know about the color grading and the what?
Lots of clapping and crying in James's face. Micah said, so good. Naylene said, best lead actor goes to me. Thank you, Naylene. Metatron said, that was pretty good, honestly. Thanks, Metatron.
Yo, that's good coming from Metatron. Any compliment coming my way.
Lizzie said, shut the front door. I think I just found the director for my horse movie. Let's talk, Lizzie.
Yeah, hit me up.
Chris said that was so fire. Astral Knight said, Sue, that last spell was so cool, but so telegraphed. Would have been AK'd if you could shoot. No, that was one of the spells in the game. The wind up was like that. So it was like it was a reference to
the game.
But I agree.
Little things.
Very, very like not realistic.
There's a lot of little details. If you played the game, you'll notice immediately. If you played Wizards Unite, you'll notice immediately. But I didn't go to school for filming or anything. I just watch a lot of YouTube videos and enjoy film. That's all.
Okay, so Zeev and Ghost Step hadn't seen it. Neither had Chris.
What?
Or Moon Lily. Lizzie hadn't seen it either. Stargazer reached for some tissues.
Wait, Tim, you hadn't seen it?
David said beautiful. Ray said, I really appreciate you guys. Made this the best game. I wish to hang out with you guys. Well, thank you, Ray. I feel like we hang out during Wizarding Wednesdays, kind of.
Yeah. Agreed.
Zeev said, what kind of camera did you shoot with?
Bro. Yeah. This is the kicker. I shot with which I still use to this day, a Sony what is it, 2400? No. Sony, I think it's 2400. And I used a Sigma 16 millimeter lens with f2 bokeh. Well, yeah, with the f2 lens. So yeah, Sigma 15 with 2.0 f2.0 and a Sony A24. Because the Sony still do 4K. So I was able to shoot it in 4K. But the thing is, I shot in the flat preset. So when I would add any of my color grading and stuff, I can play around with it. So I made sure I shot in flat picture profile, which allowed the depth of field and the color grading to kind of play around with stuff. I used natural lighting. There was no lights or anything. I just knew when to shoot because I shot in the areas that I was shooting in a lot playing the game and covering the game. So I knew when to be at certain places at the exact time and knew how long I had where the natural light would look really good. So the scenes where Sue was outside our house, I was like, hey, we got to shoot here. So we did most of Sue's scenes in one day in regards to the stuff outside.
All of them.
And
all the outside ones.
All this outside stuff we did in one day. The inside stuff I think we did in a separate day. But outside of that, yeah. The writing and stuff was the thing that took longest. And getting everybody's voices was the thing that would take longer. Because everybody felt like, and I get it. Everybody felt like, I don't know if I like my voice. I'm going to sing you 3 or 4 versions.
Voices were great.
I love the voices because they added kind of context. And each of the voices were characters. and stuff, which I didn't want to put like too much emphasis on. But again, if you knew, you knew. So it added to the world thing for sure.
AJ said, I'm an animator, graphic designer, and used to work as a video editor and dabbled in semi-pro visual effects. I know some lingo, so I say you have talent and should pursue it further. There you go. Thanks, AJ.
Thanks, AJ.
Mechanic Chaos said, well done, sir. Not my first time, but it's amazing. Micah said, you guys did some great videos.
Yeah.
Britter said, lots of love in that. Chris said, I would say that it was better than the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, if I do say so myself.
Let's not set the bar too high.
James! Thanks, I guess.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Micah said, was that Lynette in for Constance?
Yeah.
AJ said, you two lovebirds and Ben, who is also really good at this stuff, should 100% do a video for Hog Legacy.
I told Ben, I was like, we got to collab. Yeah, I told Ben we got to.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Because James, like, one of the things you loved about the channel was getting to go outside and get artistic shots.
Yeah.
He spent forever finding music to go with the videos. And he would, like, look at other artistic videos that were happening, at, like, music videos that were current with the times, and he would do stuff in his videos that was artistically similar to what was being done. Like, he just...
Little edits and stuff.
And now he's just at the desk all the time.
I know. So it's hard to get the creative juices flowing.
Still fun, but in a different way.
It's in a different way. But like I said, I filmed my brother's wedding. Because all of us are pretty creative. And it was funny, all three of my brothers, like, I haven't seen them in a minute, but all of us brought our cameras. And so we never, like, pay for a photographer or videographer for any of our events. Because all of us do it. So we were comparing, our
Did
little cameras.
Did you all use the same setting?
We all, yeah.
Okay.
So we all made sure.
So you can edit it together.
Yeah. So we all made sure we synced up the settings and stuff. We all used Sony A-series cameras with E-mounts. And, I do want that Black Magic camera, though, but that's... I gotta be making films to do that. I gotta be making films to use that, so... Anyway. But I'm glad you guys like it. I just can't watch it because I just get too emotional, so... That's literally one of my favorite things I've made on the channel, ever. Like, if not my favorite thing. Like, ever. So... There's some old videos I liked, current ones like theory videos and everything I've enjoyed, but in regards to just like, that video was like a culmination of me starting the channel, not knowing how to film, loving the process of learning how to film, trying it with each gameplay video I would do for Wizards Unite when I was outside. Oh, I can do this. We're going to do this. And allowed me to get my creative on with the Wizarding World. Yeah. So it's a special one. But anyway.
Hi, Abby.
Hey! Welcome to Wizarding Wednesday. We got to get out of here. We got like 3 or 4 time checks from Stargazer and the Mod Squad. Thank you guys. Wait, where are we at on likes, by the way?
I don't know.
Oh, I forgot to get chocolate frogs.
James.
Where are we at?
84.
I can't count. Oh, 84?
Mm-hmm.
84? And we got 11. 13. Wait, I can't add. 97. We need 3 more likes. And we get to do pirouettes. I do have those eggs Hillary gave us. We can open those. Stephanie says so good. Yeah, chocolate frogs. I think we have the chocolate eggs over there. Yeah, those are the ones with the little things.
They have the little things in them, but they're not Harry. Oh, this one is Harry Potter.
Ooh, yeah.
And this one, they're Harry Potter.
They're Harry Potter related. So, I had those in case of emergency on the side. That's why I never opened them. So we'll open those. And you get to see us do a pirouette if we get 3 more likes on YouTube. Where are we at?
We got 3 more likes?
We got 3 more likes. All right, we're going to do a pirouette. And then we're going to open these bad boys where you get like a little Harry Potter figurine that actually is a phone holder, I believe, also.
I don't think they're all phone holders.
But we'll see. All right. So let's do a pirouette right quick. Let's get it going. And again, thank you guys for being here. If you guys enjoy this type of content, again, be sure to subscribe over on YouTube and follow over on Twitch. We do this every week, every Wednesday. So make sure you be here or be square and show some love. It's always good talking about Hogwarts Legacy and, of course, Harry Potter in general. So let's do it. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Lights, camera, action. Make sure that's not in the chat.
I want to point out, this before I lost all the light.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, true. I'm used to hot, but okay. Anyway, all right, here we go. 3, 2, oh! Well.
I'm done.
Boom!
Now I have nothing to do. I already finished.
Boom! Boom! I can go. Boom! Boom! I'm just going to do pirouettes behind me.
He feels like spinning, and I feel he should, because you know what he did? He made me watch that video by myself.
I just did 5 pirouettes in a row. What you know about it? For those of you guys wondering why we do pirouettes at the end of the streams, chat found out. Chat found out that I did ballet years ago.
For 12 to 15 years, depending on how James is doing the math that day.
So for 10 to 15 years. And so as a reward for getting 100 likes or near 100 likes on YouTube, I promise chat they get to see us do a pirouette at the end of every Wizarding Wednesday stream.
And I, while I have never been formally trained, have developed my own method.
And now gets all the likes. More so than I do.
Tim said I broke the space-time continuum. Chris gave me 10 out of 10 for efficiency. And James is 10 out of 10 for grace and poise. You got a 10 out of 10 as well.
Oh, okay.
We got the same score.
All right, I was about to say. All right, we're opening up these. It's going to be interesting to see what we get.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why we do pirouettes at the end of the stream. So, any new people watching, that is why. So be sure to drop a like.
Hey, Chris gave me 10 points to Gryffindor. Oh. And he gave you 25 points to Hufflepuff for the 5 pirouettes. So I got 10 for my one, and you got 5 each.
I mean, that's just what we do.
That's just Micah said it's clear that Sue has a passion for the arts.
No way.
I can't open mine. Oh, there we go.
Is this Hufflepuff? Who is this?
Oh, cute.
It's got to be, what's his name?
Cedric.
It's got to be Cedric.
R.I.P.
This is a wrist thingy.
I thought it was a bookmark.
Oh, wait, no, it is a bookmark. The way it went around, it's circled around.
Because it's wrapped up.
No, you can tie it around to be. What character is this though?
I got the same one.
You did?
I did. It can only be Cedric, right? There is no other Hufflepuff or Newt. It's Cedric or Newt.
So we got Cedric. Hufflepuff's in the house.
We got Cedric.
Cedric Diggory. R.I.P.
My boy.
They tried to fix that in Cursed Child. Not going to spoil anything else for whatever reason.
Yeah, no spoilers, James. You have to be sensitive.
Shout out to Hillary. She sent this to us. Yeah, it looks like...
Oh, so you can use it as a measuring thing. You can use it to hold a grouping of pencils together.
These are the instructions.
You can use it as a bookmark. You can scan and play somehow.
It's wide range and very, very open.
It feels like a toy that you can decide how to play with.
You decide.
We're the deciders.
Yeah, Hillary, one of our awesome mods in the community in Discord and over on the channel. And of course, a local that we've met playing Wizards Unite. We met up with her and the crew, and she gifted us with these little things, myself and the kids.
Some measuring tape on this side.
And Hufflepuff colors on that side. Let's go.
Oh, is that what it is?
Hufflepuff, whatever. Whatever. But I was about to say, yes, of course. But then I just understood, yeah. Yeah. But anyway.
Hey, Martin.
Martin! He's the man. What's up, Martin? But anyway. We're going to get out of here. We've been doing this for a while. And next week we are going to be celebrating 5 years.
Harry Potter said make him do more math too.
Don't do that. We've been celebrating, we're going to celebrate 5 years of Wizarding Wednesdays. Stuff like this. See ya, Abby. So make sure you guys come through. We're gonna have some fun, talk news, play one of my favorite games, the draft game, and nothing too crazy, but I'll try to put together a slice of the history of the channel when it comes to Wizarding Wednesdays and show that off. But before we get out of here, we'd like to thank the sponsor of our video, GameSir. I got a new product I'm reviewing from them that they sent out. And so they'll be sponsoring not only June, but July as well. More on that later, but I wanted you guys to check out the sponsor of our video and one of their products that I'm enjoying a lot. This is the X5 Lite from GameSir, the sponsor of today's video. The GameSir X5 Lite for Android is their latest in a long line of great mobile controllers that allow you to play some of your favorite games on the go. But what honestly attracted me to the X5 Lite controller was what it offered as a brand, with GameSir being at the top of the market and what it offered at such an affordable price, with features like ergonomic, cushion, durable, and lightweight design for extreme comfort, which honestly has been clutch while playing in bed. The trademark GameSir Hall Effect Stick that features anti-drift, clutch, the seamless connectivity and wide compatibility that allows you to take it on the go, clutch. The X5 Lite also features the membrane triggers and buttons with even a turbo function for enhanced gameplay, clutch, plus pass-through charging for uninterrupted gameplay. All of this at an affordable price. Seriously, I gotta say, being able to play games like Doom, The Dark Ages, or Avowed, a game I am enjoying so much, or even Indiana Jones in the Great Circle, my 2024 Game of the Year, and not have to worry about the discomfort and inefficiency of the on-screen controls, just makes my on-the-go gaming experience so clutch. So use our affiliate link in the description below to check out the GameSir X5 Lite, a great mobile controller at an even better price. And again, thanks to GameSir for sponsoring today's video. All right. So shout out to GameSir. I believe if you hit exclamation point sponsor, we'll have a link. If you guys are interested in that item, I enjoy it. I didn't even know it existed. And yeah, so if you guys are thinking about getting it, you can use the link below. Supports the channel. But yeah, we got some clutch stuff. Exactly, clutch. And Lizzie, you talked about the wheel from James Wright. Here it is, right here. We will use it and next week. So we got you covered, Lizzie. We got you covered. All the OGs remember the wheel. Everybody remembers the wheel. But anyway.
Chris said take a drink every time James says clutch.
Don't do that.
Be careful.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's a dangerous game.
You could hurt yourself.
That's a dangerous game. I haven't seen that thing in ages. There you go. Hey, we keep everything. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, but we keep everything. But anyway, look forward to hanging out with you guys live next Wednesday. And Patronus Squad, we got our hangout section where we play games and exclusively hang out with you guys next Friday, so be on the lookout for that, and more stuff coming up on the channel this week, so stay tuned. We love you guys. Please enjoy the rest of your Wednesday or Thursday, wherever you are in the world. Have a great week. Hydrate. It is hot outside. Take care of yourselves. Show some Lumos in your environments, because you never know who needs it. Be sure to hit exclamation point socials to follow us on all our various forms of social media. especially Discord. Link in the description below. We hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Brian Little. Brian Little.